Good morning, and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The news is brought to you by Bomb Chevy Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, as well as Connexus, offering fiber internet in Clinton. Click their icon on DeWittDailyNews.com to find out more. Persistently high temperatures and oppressive humidity continue to grip central Illinois, prompting local law enforcement to urge residents to take extra precautions during the ongoing heat wave. Clinton Police Chief Ben Lowers notes heat indices are projected to stay in excess of 100 degrees over the coming days, creating dangerous conditions, particularly for vulnerable populations, including children, seniors, and pets.
It's been hot. We always say it. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. and it has been a scorcher here for the last couple of weeks. Thankfully, we've gotten the rain. Things are as green as you'll ever see them in the middle of July right now with the amount of rain that we've had, and that's great. But with that comes the humidity, and it's just a scorcher. Yeah, I know for the next several days they're looking at heat indexes in excess of 100 degrees. And it's during that time that we warn people about heat stress, and especially to our vulnerable population, our children, our older folks, and also our pets. I'll tell you, 80 degrees and humid is hotter than 99 degrees with no humidity. I don't know what, just the way that works out in the heat index. And we're talking heat indexes above 100 degrees.
Chief Lowers is reminding community members to check in on elderly neighbors and family members, stay hydrated, and never, under any circumstances, leave children or pets unattended inside a parked vehicle where internal temperatures can reach lethal levels within minutes.
Check on those neighbors, those family members and those neighbors, especially those older folks that don't get out and about as much. Make sure that we're checking on those, that they're staying plenty cool, staying hydrated. If you have to work outside, hydration is such an issue in weather like this, and avoid extra strenuous activity and prolonged exposure. And like I said, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute and talk about those pets. Children and pets. While I don't want to lump them into the same group, but one of the things that is a pet peeve of mine, and not only a pet peeve but can be against the law in some circumstances, is leaving children and pets in cars.
There's been so many kids' deaths this year in cars.
Absolutely cannot do that, especially in this type of weather. I don't have the meme in front of me, but it shows you the minutes it takes for a car to heat up. In this type of weather and in the sunlight, it's astronomical. The degree of heat that a car can attain within just a matter of minutes. Leaving pets in cars, kids in cars, whether just to run into somewhere for a quick errand, we just can't be doing that. Leave the pets at home where they can be cool. Take your children in and out of the car with you.
Lauer stresses that anyone who spots a child or animal in distress inside a hot vehicle should contact police immediately so officers can step in and assist.
If you see that type of thing, we ask you to call. If you see a child or a pet that you believe is in distress, we absolutely want you to make that call to us and let us come mitigate those circumstances. So just be safe. We're in Illinois. We're in central Illinois in the Midwest. If you don't like the weather, hang around a few days. It's bound to change. But it looks to me like we're going to have several days of heat here. So stay hydrated. Check on those folks that you need to check on, and let's all work together to keep our community safe.
Central Illinois will remain in a summer heat pattern through the end of the week, with daily high temperatures reaching the low 90s and heat index values pushing near 100 degrees. Scattered showers and thunderstorm chances enter the forecast late Thursday into Friday, bringing a chance of localized rain before temperatures moderate slightly heading into the weekend. For continuous weather updates and local forecasts, stay tuned to the Heart Media Group or visit weather.gov/Lincoln. Coming up shortly on this expanded newscast, OSF piecemeal expanding ticketing locations for restaurant program. A Central Illinois nutrition educator is offering some tips and knowledge about a sweeping domestic outbreak of a parasite in fresh produce. On the WHOW morning show, Caitlin Mellendorf, a University of Illinois Extension nutrition educator in DeWitt, Macon, and Piatt counties, told the Heart Media Group the ongoing Cyclospora outbreak has been heavily concentrated in Michigan and other northeastern states, and Illinois has seen a very low number of reported cases so far.
Yeah, so we have a Cyclospora outbreak going on right now in the US, primarily concentrated in Michigan and a couple of the other like northeastern states. And so Illinois, fortunately, the number of reported cases is very low, but I thought this would be a good topic to talk about because as you said, your social media is just there's stories everywhere about this. I'm sure a lot of people listening have been hearing about this. So I figured I'd start with what is an outbreak? And so in a case like this, we're looking at a minimum of 2 cases. So certainly we've passed that, where people are eating a similar food. And so that is where we're able to link, like, what is this food? What is the outbreak? And currently there's been no reported specific food or company that the outbreak has been traced to just yet. But typically, as you talked about lettuce, a lot of fresh produce is more likely to be contaminated with a lot of our different types of foodborne illnesses. So the different bacteria, viruses, or in this case, the parasite.
Mellendorf explains foodborne outbreaks are generally triggered when at least 2 connected cases are linked back to a shared food source, while a definitive company or product source has yet to be named nationally. Fresh produce, such as pre-washed bagged lettuce, is often a common culprit for carrying the parasite.
And so we can really look at being food safe with the fresh produce that we're getting. So if you're getting fresh produce right now, so thinking about like lettuce, bagged lettuce can be a higher risk food than say buying a separate head of lettuce and peeling off the outer leaves and cutting up the lettuce into pieces yourself, because we get the work being done at that company level. So a worker is chopping up that lettuce, they're washing before that lettuce goes into the bag and goes off to get delivered to your store. Versus if you are buying that whole head of lettuce, we recommend peeling off the first layer or 2 of those outer leaves and then cutting up that lettuce yourself really can be a safety net for reducing that contamination, because you're the one that's you're the only person that's touching that lettuce, you're washing that. And the benefit of something like a parasite, we can, and a lot of other foodborne illnesses, we can wash them off. So I think the thing that gets skipped with washing produce is first wash your hands, right? So we're starting with clean hands before we do that. So we've all gone through COVID, we've all gotten that refresher on hand washing. So 20 seconds with soap and water. And then same for produce. So we don't need the soap part for produce, but we do want to have 20 seconds of water touching our fruits and vegetables. So
to minimize the risk of foodborne illness, Mellendorf recommends opting for whole heads of lettuce instead of bagged salad mixes, discarding the outer layer of leaves, and thoroughly washing produce under clean running water.
Right now, because we're still waiting to hear what the confirmed food or foods are. So we're being very just cautionary with our recommendations on. You may want to look at eating more cooked produce. So instead of maybe salads for the next week or 2, while federal agencies and food safety agencies are figuring out the source, you may want to switch to just more cooked fruits and vegetables for this next week or 2. So instead of having that lettuce, look at maybe doing more cooked broccoli, doing corn, doing maybe some zucchini. That's coming into summer with zucchini. So maybe focusing on some of the cooked produce for a while. Same for canned vegetables right now and fruit. It can be a great option because those have been heat treated inside the can. So they're going to be a really safe food source to have those fruits and vegetables. And then when it comes to the fresh produce, we can certainly just be rinsing our foods underwater, that 20 seconds. But right now, we're going to actually recommend doing more of the food prep yourself. So doing more of cutting up the heads of lettuce if you want to have that fresh salad, and taking that whole head of lettuce, whether you're buying maybe a head of romaine or like a butter bib type lettuce, peel off those couple outer layers first, wash your lettuce at that point. And so we're going to rely less for the next maybe week or two. Hopefully we'll get some answers sooner than later. So instead of the bagged lettuce for right now, I'm going to recommend doing the whole heads of lettuce if you really want that salad.
Unlike bacterial infections, parasitic illnesses like cyclosporiasis actively targets the gut and causes severe watery and sometimes explosive diarrhea that can last for weeks if untreated. Mellendorf strongly advises anyone experiencing repeated gastrointestinal symptoms to seek medical care immediately and to avoid extreme dehydration.
So it is a parasite. So it is just going to have a lot of gut symptoms. So you talked about diarrhea before. So definitely people having nausea with maybe their stomach feeling upset, but definitely the diarrhea piece. And so if you are having repeat symptoms of diarrhea over the next couple of weeks, it's probably a pretty smart assumption that Cyclospora might have been in the foods that you've been eating over the last week or two. So if you have like occasional diarrhea anyway, like that's just, your gut has maybe had some challenges, that's probably not, your issue. But if you have this repeat over the next couple of weeks where you just seem to be on the toilet unexpectedly, and every couple of days or day or two, you're back on the toilet unexpectedly, it's probably a good sign that it might be Cyclospora. It's not very low cases. It's not considered deadly. So there haven't been any deaths associated with it, which is good. But because of the diarrhea piece, especially if you are a higher risk person, again, little kids, people with chronic health conditions, that diarrhea can lead to dehydration. And so we do want to make sure that people that are having a lot of diarrhea, just if they're able to do home care, we're focusing on fluids, have that chicken noodle soup, have, maybe some electrolyte-based drinks like Gatorade. And then if it's still, really challenging, certainly seek medical treatment.
Cyclosporiasis is a gastrointestinal illness caused by a microscopic single-celled parasite. It is a distinctly seasonal pathogen. In the United States, case counts predictably surge during the warm spring and summer months with Cyclospora season, officially tracking from May through August. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Let's take a quick break with a word from our sponsors.
Chevrolet is the heartbeat of America, and now is the time to celebrate our nation's birthday in a new Chevrolet. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City, inviting you to come see our selection of Chevrolets, like the sporty Chevrolet Trax and the good-looking Trailblazer. We also have a good selection of Chevrolet Equinox and the full-size Traverse. Chevrolet, together let's drive. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
It's the quiet moments you count on. A call that connects instantly, a show that never buffers, a home that just works. That's the difference with Connexus Fiber Internet. We built a buried fiber network designed for consistency, earning us the title of top-rated fiber internet provider in Illinois. With plans starting as low as $25 a month and 3-year price lock options, it's reliability you can feel without the unpredictability. Because with Connexus, connection means everything. Experience better at Connexus.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
News time is 23 minutes after the top of the hour. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. A local nonprofit is making an impact on social isolation in seniors by creating fellowship opportunities for them to have alongside a healthy meal. Shelley Tolley with OSF Piecemeal explains that their restaurant program consists of a specialized menu with affordable prices for seniors who are 60 and up at local establishments.
It's really a cool program. So it enables 6 years over to enjoy nutritious meals while dining out at affordable prices. The participating restaurants work with Piecemeal to make a menu that meets our nutritional guidelines, but still at an affordable cost. So what you do is you sign up. You can go to the different restaurants, which we'll talk about here in a minute, and you can buy booklets. You can buy 5 tickets for $20. So that is that's an average of $4 a ticket. So where can you go to get a good meal for $4 in this economy? And so, as we all know, the prices of everything are increasing, and this is very true in the restaurant industry. And we just met with a restaurant owner who we're hoping to get on board, and she said, I've always wanted to offer a senior menu, but I can't afford it. I can't recoup the cost. So what happens is when they purchase the ticket, so that $4 gets combined with the area agency money. So we get money from the East Central Illinois Area Agency on Aging. That's a mouthful. So we they help offset the cost. So we get funding from the Older American Dollars Act. Those two monies go together, and then we reimburse the restaurant.
Locally, tickets can be purchased in Clinton and Farmer City. Tolly announces that there is now a new location in Hayworth, and soon they will be rolling out a key card program and getting rid of the paper tickets.
Our senior will go in and say, I'm going to use a piecemeal ticket. They will give them a piecemeal menu. And then we're launching this new program called Senior Dine. They will have a key card. Like what, if you go to the library, you scan your library card, you'll have a piecemeal card. So you'll, when you purchase the ticket, they'll scan your card, upload your 5 tickets. You can go to any of our restaurants and here at the Friendship Center and use it at the Friendship Center. You scan it and then you get your meal. So, of course, here, Farmer City, like we talked about, if you want to purchase tickets there, the Farmer City restaurant.
Okay.
So if you want to purchase tickets there, you'll go to the Santa Ana Township, and Patty's the site supervisor there, and she's there, I think, from like 10 to 1, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So you can get them there. Right now, it's paper tickets, but once we're in the midst of launching this Senior Dine. So right now it's paper tickets, but eventually everybody will get over to those key cards. But what we're really excited about is we just opened the Hornet's Nest in Hayworth. And I was just delivering a route in Hayworth, and I saw the Hornet's Nest. Have you seen it? It is a really cool building. It has a giant hornet on the front of the building.
Really?
And it's right on that main drag. But anyway, they've come along, and they are at 501 West Cleveland Street in Hayworth. And Sue, our site supervisor here in town, she's selling the tickets there.
Okay.
So she will be at the Hornet's Nest every Monday from 1 to 4, every Wednesday from 2 to 6, and every Thursday from 8 to 1. Plus, you can buy them here at the Friendship Center.
Monthly, each senior can purchase a booklet of 5 tickets for $20. They are limiting the number of tickets that can be purchased at a time to ensure they are not bought in bulk by a single person or a small group of people.
So it's $4 a ticket, but we sell them in booklets of 5.
Okay.
We do limit them to 5 tickets per month right now, but we are hoping to increase that cost just because it does come out of our budget. So we can't let people just get 30 tickets. And before we put a what do you call a cap, we had some people in certain areas, they were eating every single meal because it's cheaper to buy a $4 meal than to get groceries, but we just couldn't sustain that. So we want to make it an equal opportunity for everybody instead of just it going to one area. So if you're a restaurant, especially in Champaign County, that wants to partner with us, please call 309-665-5900, and we would happily come out and meet with you, explain the program, and help you set up a menu that is cost effective for you. And we would love for you to participate in our restaurant program.
All right.
And we also would love people to participate at the Hornet's Nest.
To learn more about the restaurant program or the home delivered meals offered by OSF Piecemeal, visit osfhealthcare.org. Get news anytime from your computer or your mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWitt County's #1 source for news, sports, police blotter, obituaries, and more. Best of all, it's all free all the time, right at your fingertips. Once again, at DeWittDailyNews.com, anytime from your computer or your mobile device. Network news is now.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Tightening the screws on Iran, the U.S. stepping up airstrikes on the Islamic Republic as control of the Strait of Hormuz remains key to the dispute between Washington and Tehran. President Trump will address the nation tonight, a primetime speech from the White House, expected to focus, at least in part, on election integrity. Then dozens of high-water rescues across parts of waterlogged south-central Texas, flooded by days of torrential rains. Across the northern U.S., add choking smoke to the heat and humidity, smothering a vast area. Close to 200 wildfires in Canada are filling the air on this side of the border with a smoky haze. And the French National Assembly has given final approval to a bill allowing adults with incurable illnesses to receive lethal medication. Dow futures up 94 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings be.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. Matthew Baldwin hit the opening tee shot at the 154th edition of the British Open, an iron that split the middle of the brown fairway. James Nicklaus was in the first group for the second straight major. The New York native was first off at Shinnecock Hills last month in the U.S. Open, hitting his opening tee shot in fog so thick he couldn't see it land in the fairway. This shot at Birkdale didn't go so well as it pulled into the thick grass and led to an opening bogey. Defending champion Scotty Scheffler was among those playing early, along with Jordan Spieth, the last Open champion at Royal Birkdale in 2017. A heat wave across Europe and a forecast of sunshine has left the course brown and baked, conditions that make for the best brand of links golf because the ball rolls and tumbles and bounces. The course also has an entirely new 15th hole, a par 3 at 241 yards, and 4 other holes that have gone through significant changes. Scheffler is coming off a missed cut at the Scottish Open, his first in nearly 4 years, and will try to become the first repeat winner of the British Open since Padraig Harrington in 2007 and 2008. He is also trying to win for the first time since January. He will be alongside Bryson DeChambeau, who has missed the cut in every major this year. Rory McIlroy played in the afternoon, the back-to-back Masters champion who last won the British Open in 2014 down the coast at Royal Liverpool. Leading the British Open at the moment, tied for first with 3 under, is Thomas Detry, Robert McIntyre, Sungjae Im, Daniel Brown, Alex Smalley, Scotty Scheffler, and then tied for 7th, being 2 under, is Ryan Gerard, Nick Taylor, Henrik Stenson, Tyrell Hatton, and Bryson DeChambeau, Jordan Smith, Jack McDonald, and Francesco Molinari. Those scores clearly being close together, but it's still only early in the tournament. In the MLB tonight, the New York Mets will take on the Phillies tonight at 7:10 p.m. in Philadelphia to kick off the second half of the MLB regular season after the All-Star break. Many teams resuming regular season play on Friday, including the White Sox, who kick off a weekend series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Highs level off around